Well, Scarlett Johansson has just released recorded evidence that Ryan Reynolds cheated on her with none other than Blake Lively. Scarlett's been keeping on to this footage, and now it's spreading up all over Hollywood. You won't believe what she's revealed about the time when Ryan and Blake were getting close while he was still married to Scarlett. The whole internet is now back on Ryan and Blake. They are fooling back in the spotlight, but not for the reasons they'd want. Trust me, their ongoing legal drama with Justin Baldoni has ignited a whole new can of worms, and now the public is all up in their business, questioning their every move.
Screen war between It Ends With Us stars Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively is getting worse, and now Lively's superstar husband Ryan Reynolds added to the legal drama.
The fact that Ryan and Blake jumped on the 50th SNL anniversary special and Ryan tried to make a joke about their ongoing legal troubles tells you everything that you need to know. These guys are going down, and they're doing it quickly. Not only did Ryan's joke not land, but it's revealing of just how deep in trouble he and Blake are right now. They even had Justin Baldoni's lawyer Brian Friedman stun this entire thing between Blake and Justin is like a soap opera, and it just keeps getting messier. It all started in December of last year when Blake thought it would be a smart idea to take the legal route and sue Justin Baldoni, her co-star from It Ends With Us, for harassment and retaliation. If you ask Blake, Justin got all kinds of inappropriate during filming It Ends With Us. She's claiming he pushed for improvised intimacy that wasn't rehearsed, and on top of that, he allegedly launched a smear campaign to ruin her reputation. Yeah, it's giving he said, she said, but there's more. Knowing that Blake's story is CA, Justin fired back 1 month later with a massive $400 million countersuit. He's accusing not just Blake, but her husband Ryan too, and their PR team of trying to destroy his career, alleging civil extortion, defamation, and interfering with his business opportunities. But it doesn't stop there. Just a few weeks back, Blake's lawyers dropped an amended complaint on the table, adding nearly 50 more pages of accusations. Now, it's not just about her. Other women on the set are claiming they also felt uncomfortable because of Justin's alleged inappropriate conduct. And as if things were spicy enough, Justin is now coming for the New York Times. He's suing them for $250 million, claiming they worked with Blake's team to push a biased narrative about him. To top it all off, Blake and Ryan aren't playing fair. Last month, they filed for a gag order against Justin's legal team after some raw, unedited footage from the set leaked. Yep, no more talking about the case in public unless you want to face the wrath of the court. Well, that was until Scarlett entered the picture, but more on that later. As of now, this whole situation is like a legal tug-of-war with both sides throwing shade and presenting very different stories. Who knows how it's going to shake out, but one thing's for sure, it's not going to be pretty for anyone involved. But where's this all coming from, and are Blake and Ryan really the bad guys after all this time? Well, while we're on that topic, let's get into it. We've got some real tea to spill on Blake and Ryan, because the whole "we were just friends" story about how they met during the Green Lantern filming in 2010 is starting to crack. The cheating rumors are coming back like a boomerang, and it's partly thanks to Scarlett. First comes the timeline, which just doesn't add up. So Ryan was still married to Scarlett Johansson until December 2010, and Blake was dating Penn Badgley until November 2010, but Green Lantern was filming from March to August 2010. That's a lot of overlapping for just friends, don't you think? Then we got that tweet that got deleted from Kat Marnell. Kat is a journalist, and she dropped a bomb on Twitter claiming that Ryan and Blake weren't just friends. Oh no, they were hooking up during filming. And to make it even spicier, she said they were up in a hotel room in New Orleans during the shoot. If that doesn't scream affair, I don't know what is. Apparently US Weekly found out about the whole thing and was ready to publish the story, but shockingly, Reynolds and Lively's teams threatened to shut it down. No surprise there, huh? When you're as famous as they are, you don't let that kind of dirt slip. But here's the real deal. National Enquirer said that Scarlett was bitter about the whole thing. They claimed she felt like Blake stole Ryan from her. All of these receipts are the exact reason why a rumor started running in Hollywood, saying that Scarlett even had some proof of Ryan being all cozy with Blake while they were still an item. Now, while we cannot confirm nor deny that little piece of information, we definitely can say that Blake and Ryan did come off as extremely flirtatious together publicly at events like Comic-Con in 2010.
And not least of which himself, and that's what I initially fell in love with. But then I delved further and I learned more and more about this
They were supposed to be simply friends, but yet people found that a little difficult to believe when their chemistry was so obvious. Now, we don't have solid proof that Ryan and Blake were actually hooking up while they were involved with other people, but come on the timing, the vibes, it's hard not to wonder if there's some truth to these rumors, the rapid-fire breakups. And then boom, they're an official couple. Something seems strange. And while Ryan and Blake have flat-out denied everything, saying they were just friends until both were single, let's just say the internet is not convinced with all the drama swirling around them. It's no wonder people are still questioning what really happened behind the scenes. And let's just say the public's perception of these two is starting to change. They used to be Hollywood's golden couple, all perfect smiles and Instagram posts. But now people are side-eyeing them hard between the ongoing legal battle and the cheating rumors resurfacing. Their once squeaky clean image is starting to look a little murky as the legal mess with Justin keeps getting uglier. It's clear that their attempts to keep things under wraps are completely backfiring. The more they try to control their narrative, the more people are digging into their past and questioning everything. Now, you might be wondering, is Blake really capable of something like that? And the answer is hell yeah. Just take a look at all the weird and mean stuff that she's done over the years. The girl is practically a menace. It just so happens that she gets away with all the stuff because she always finds a way to turn her insults into jokes. Maybe that's why she married Ryan. But anyways, if you're not convinced that Blake is actually nothing but a meanie, here's some receipts for you. You know, one bad interview usually won't totally ruin a Hollywood star's image, but when a pattern of shady behavior starts showing up, well, that's when the damage gets real, and Blake's been collecting a lot of those shady moments, from body-shaming comments caught on mic, some racist remarks that didn't sit right, to siding with a known cheater. Blake's been slipping big time. So, if you take a look at her old interviews, you can find the exact moment she started losing millions of fans. It all went downhill when she took a shot at Leon Mir. Blake can turn what could be a harmless joke into something downright cruel, and this moment proves it. Picture this: she points right at Leighton and cracks a joke about how some of us started in a cage.
In a cage.
Well, some of them
required a cage.
Yeah.
Wait, for the guys though, did any of you guys, did you guys?
Now, if you didn't know, Leighton's early life wasn't exactly a walk in the park. Her mom was in federal prison when she was born, and she's been open about how difficult it was to move beyond that. But Blake, in front of cameras, decided to turn it into a punchline. And oh, it gets worse. This wasn't the only jab she made at a coworker. She also referred to her co-stars as her pet monkeys.
No pet monkey. Yeah. Chuck has a matching pet monkey with coordinating outfits, and I was like, I would love to be part of the show, but I can't act with a monkey. And then I got a few of them. Come on.
Talk about being heartless and having no sense of awareness whatsoever. But if you thought her biggest L was giving a journalist the cold shoulder or making jokes at her coworkers, you couldn't be any more wrong. We're talking about racism here, and trust me, it's a really big one. Let's rewind to 2006 when Blake was still building her way up the Hollywood ladder. Old interview alert. She openly admitted to doing blackface. Yep, she said it herself. And get this, she laughed it off in the interview like it was some funny, quirky high school memory. Like what?
My best friend and I, when we were in 10th grade, we had like crazy crushes. We would drive around, like stalk these guys. We decided one night to go to the arcade where they were, and I put bronzer all over myself in a Scary Spice fro, so I thought they would think I was like a black girl. And so I could stalk them. My friend dressed up as like this goth girl, and we literally sat outside their houses.
The internet wasn't buying it, and the comments were ruthless. But that wasn't the only eyebrow-raising incident. In 2012, Blake married Ryan Reynolds at Boone Hall, a historic slave plantation in South Carolina. Yep, you heard that correctly, an actual plantation wedding venue.
Reynolds and Blake Lively are apologizing today for holding their 2012 wedding at a southern plantation. The golden couple tied the knot at Boone Hall in South Carolina, where slaves once lived before the...
At this point, it wasn't just one unfortunate moment. It was a pattern. People started looking at her differently, and things got even messier when the Hugh Jackman love triangle drama exploded. So, here's the tea. Hugh Jackman ended his 27-year marriage to Bora LaFess in September 2023, and just weeks later, he was seeing Broadway star Sutton Foster. And who does Blake decide to side with? You guessed it, Hugh the cheater. But what made it worse was that Blake and Ryan knew about it, but didn't even tell Deb, talk about a betrayal. So, as we can see, Scarlett is now ready to shine a light on the so-called perfect Hollywood couple Ryan and Blake. While there's no hard proof that Scarlett is directly calling them out for cheating, the ongoing legal chaos is definitely making people question their flawless fairy tale. First off, the legal mess just keeps escalating. Blake and Justin Baldoni are neck deep in a lawsuit, and Baldoni isn't holding back. He's coming at them with a massive $400 million countersuit, accusing Blake, Ryan, and their PR team of defamation and extortion. So while Blake and Ryan might have been the golden couple on screen, the real-life drama is spilling over into their personal lives. And it's obvious. There's their awkward SNL appearance, you know, the one where Ryan joked about the legal situation. Yeah, that didn't land well with everyone, especially considering the serious nature of the allegations. To some, it came across as tone-deaf at best, and at worst it just made them seem out of touch with the gravity of their situation. And let's be real, that definitely didn't help their image. This entire legal battle is also affecting their careers. The once perfect couple's professional lives are taking a hit. For example, Justin Baldwin's Pac-Man movie is now in jeopardy because of the ongoing legal drama. Hollywood's paying close attention, and it's not looking great for their careers if things don't calm down soon. And let's not ignore the media's role in this. The coverage has been intense, and honestly, it's getting worse. Described as increasingly unhinged and misogynistic, the media's treatment of the case is making it harder for Blake and Ryan to keep their squeaky clean image intact. The more this case drags on, the more people are starting to ask if their Hollywood fairy tale is over. There's also the question of how this could impact their careers long term. If things continue to spiral, it could seriously affect their future in the industry. They've always been this untouchable, beloved couple, but now that reputation is on the line, their upcoming projects are being viewed with a much more skeptical eye.
No, Peterson. I'm moving back. No, pull back. Pull back.
Despite all this controversy, Ryan's still making public appearances, like at the Paley Center event. It almost feels like an effort to keep everything normal, but honestly, it's unclear whether that's actually helping them or simply drawing more attention to how unusual things really are. So Scarlett might not be the one directly exposing their dirty laundry, but she's certainly not the only one throwing shade at their perfect image. The question now is, will this legal battle lead to their Hollywood downfall? This whole mess between Blake, Ryan, and Justin could go in a few different directions. First of all, let's discuss the worst-case scenario. If the legal battle continues to escalate and the allegations become more serious, it could completely damage Blake and Ryan's Hollywood reputations. Right now, they are still the ultimate power couple, but if this continues, it could permanently tarnish that image if Baldoni's countersuit wins, and the public starts to view them as the bad guys in all of this. They could lose major brand deals, endorsements, and even movie roles. This entire situation could push them into a temporary hiatus where they're forced to stay low and do some damage control. Hollywood can be ruthless, and if they don't handle this carefully, their careers might take a serious hit. On the flip side, there's always the possibility this blows over if Ryan and Blake manage to settle things with Baldoni outside of court, which could happen. They could leave the worst of the drama behind them. They've built enough goodwill over the years to survive a storm, so long as they can get the public back on their side. But even if that happens, their image might never quite be the same. People love a redemption story, but this could be one of those situations where the public doesn't forget. Trust me, the media will have a field day with the aftermath. Then there's the whole career impact. If this drags on, we could see a shift in the kinds of roles they're offered. Ryan has always been that charming, lovable guy, but this legal mess could make him seem a little more questionable. People love a Hollywood heartthrob, but when the lines between personal and professional start blurring like this, it can leave a sour taste in people's mouths. As for Blake, she's always been known for her elegance and grace, but this controversy could lead to some serious backlash, especially if people start questioning her professionalism on set. If Baldoni's allegations turn out to be true, whether they're the full extent or just parts of them, it could affect future projects for all of them. However, if this all gets resolved without too much lasting damage, then Blake and Ryan might just come out of this with a little more maturity and perhaps even a comeback arc. If they can get through this drama and emerge with their heads held high, they might even gain sympathy from fans who would see them as having gone through a difficult time and come out stronger. As for Baldoni, he's playing the long game. If he wins or gets a fair settlement, his career could be elevated because of his determination and standing up for himself. On the other hand, if this doesn't play out in his favor, he might find himself looking at a very rocky future in Hollywood. Since this whole situation is making waves throughout the industry, honestly, at this point, Blake's kind of turning into a real-life Gossip Girl villain, and Ryan people now wonder if he's somewhere regretting his decisions, or if he's just too busy making Deadpool movies to care. What do you think? Do you think Blake's about to release a huge apology in her Notes app, or no? Let us know your thoughts in the comments.